Lesson: Contracts in the Gig Economy. Contracts in the gig economy represent a dynamic and crucial aspect of modern employment law, demanding a nuanced understanding of legal principles and practical applications. As traditional employment models evolve, the gig economy, characterized by short-term, flexible jobs often facilitated by digital platforms, presents unique challenges and opportunities for contract law specialists. This lesson focuses on providing actionable insights, practical tools, and frameworks to help professionals navigate these complexities effectively. The gig economy's rapid growth necessitates a clear understanding of the contractual relationships it fosters. At its core, a contract in the gig economy is an agreement between the service provider and the platform or client seeking the service. These contracts must address various elements, including the nature of the work, payment terms, duration, and termination clauses. Unlike traditional employment contracts, gig contracts often emphasize flexibility and autonomy, which can complicate the classification of workers as independent contractors or employees. This classification is pivotal as it determines the legal rights and obligations of the parties involved, including tax responsibilities, benefits, and labor protections. One practical tool for navigating gig contracts is the ABC test, a framework used to determine worker classification. This test examines whether the worker is free from the control of the hiring entity, performs work outside the usual course of the hiring entity's business, and is engaged in an independently established trade or business. By applying the ABC test, legal professionals can assess the worker's status more accurately and advise on structuring contracts that reflect the appropriate classification. This approach not only helps in complying with legal standards, but also in avoiding potential litigation related to misclassification. A critical aspect of contracts in the gig economy is the delineation of responsibilities and liabilities. For instance, a gig worker using a ride-sharing app must understand the extent of their liability in case of an accident. Contracts should explicitly outline insurance coverage, indemnification clauses, and dispute resolution mechanisms. A well-drafted contract minimizes ambiguity and protects both parties' interests. Professionals can employ the risk allocation matrix, a strategic tool that identifies potential risks and assigns responsibility, ensuring that contracts are comprehensive and equitable. The enforcement of gig contracts also presents unique challenges, particularly regarding the resolution of disputes. Many gig contracts include arbitration clauses, which mandate that disputes be resolved outside of court. While arbitration can be faster and more cost-effective than litigation, it may also limit workers' ability to pursue collective actions. Legal specialists must weigh these factors when advising gig workers and platforms on contract terms. Designing effective arbitration clauses involves balancing efficiency with fairness, ensuring that both parties have access to a neutral arbitrator and a transparent process. In the gig economy, data privacy and security are paramount given the reliance on digital platforms. Contracts must address how personal data is collected, used, and protected. Legal professionals should advocate for clear data protection clauses that comply with relevant regulations, such as the General Data Protection Regulation in the European Union or the California Consumer Privacy Act in the United States. Utilizing privacy impact assessments, a framework recommended by data protection authorities, helps identify potential privacy risks and incorporate mitigations into contracts. Case studies illustrate the importance of precise contract drafting in the gig economy. In the landmark case of O'Connor v. Uber Technologies Inc., Uber drivers argued they were misclassified as independent contractors rather than employees. The court's decision to settle highlighted the significance of clear contract terms and the potential financial implications of misclassification. This case underscores the need for legal professionals to meticulously draft contracts that reflect the nature of the work relationship and anticipate potential disputes. Statistics reveal the gig economy's substantial economic impact and underscore the importance of effective contract management. According to a study by Intuit, by 2020, an estimated 43% of the U.S. workforce was engaged in gig work. This trend signifies a shift in employment patterns, and emphasizes the need for robust contractual frameworks that protect both workers and platforms. By leveraging statistical analysis tools, legal professionals can identify trends in gig work and adapt contract strategies accordingly. Professionals must also navigate the cultural and legal nuances of gig contracts in different jurisdictions. For example, the legal framework governing gig work in the European Union differs significantly from that in the United States. The EU's Directive on Transparent and Predictable Working Conditions requires that gig contracts provide clear information about working conditions and rights. Understanding these regional differences is crucial for drafting contracts that are not only legally compliant but also culturally sensitive. To enhance proficiency in managing gig contracts, legal professionals can adopt a step-by-step contract review process. This involves identifying the contract's purpose, assessing the parties' needs and expectations, evaluating the legal obligations and risks, and ensuring compliance with relevant laws. Employing contract management software can streamline this process, providing tools for drafting, reviewing, and monitoring contract performance. Such software often includes templates and clause libraries, enabling professionals to efficiently create tailored contracts that meet specific gig economy needs. In conclusion, contracts in the gig economy require a sophisticated understanding of legal principles and practical application. By utilizing frameworks like the ABC test, risk allocation matrices, and privacy impact assessments, professionals can navigate the complexities of gig contracts effectively. Case studies and statistics further illustrate the importance of precise drafting and strategic management. As the gig economy continues to grow, legal professionals equipped with these tools and insights will be well positioned to safeguard the interests of gig workers and platforms alike, ensuring fair and transparent contractual relationships.